even though it premiered before the subsequent trials had concluded. One could argue that Netflix got into the Alex Murdaugh crime story late, with its 3-episode series, Murdaugh Murders, A Southern Scandal. Many media entities had already tried their hand at explaining this shifty saga of murder, corruption, and cover-up, from HBO Max's Low Country, The Murdaugh Dynasty, to ID's The Murdaugh Murders, Deadly Dynasty. By waiting just a little bit longer than its peers, Netflix hopes that it can present the definitive version of the Murdaugh Murders. And the streamer's patience may have already paid off. Murdaugh Murders filmmakers Jenner First and Julia Willoughby Nason, previously of Hulu's Fire Fraud, report that they've uncovered new crimes committed by Alex Murdaugh and are hoping Netflix commissions a second season so they can reveal them. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Murdaugh Murders, which aired on Netflix on 22nd February. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in. Who are the Murdaugh family? The Murdaugh family is a prominent dynasty of lawyers from the Low Country in South Carolina. The Low Country referring to the distinct cultural and geographical region on the southeast coast of the state. From 1920 through 2006, 3 members of the family served uninterrupted terms as the solicitor, which is known in most jurisdictions of the U.S. as a district attorney, of South Carolina's 14th District. The family also operates the law firm Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Elsroth, and Dietrich, now known as the Parker Law Group. The 5-county area that serves as the 14th District was the Murdaugh's political domain for nearly a century. Due to the family's outsized political influence and power, there is a perception, and a correct one, that its members were able to easily escape any kind of trouble or scrutiny for decades. In 2019, that all finally started to change thanks to the actions of one dipshit Murdaugh, Alex. Before we continue on to all the death and human suffering, it might be helpful to know that due to their low country origin, both Alex and Murdaugh are not pronounced how you probably think they're pronounced. Murdaugh sounds like something between Murdaugh and Murdoch, while Alex sounds like Alec. I hope we can all agree that this is an egregious case of Alec's stolen valor. What happened to Paul and Maggie Murdaugh? Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were shot dead on June 7, 2021. Alex Murdaugh called 911 at around 10 p.m., claiming he had discovered the bodies. However, the coroner found that the two had died between 9 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. per NPR, and they had been shot with different weapons. Maggie with an assault-style rifle, and Paul with a shotgun. In October 2021, Alex was named as a person of interest in the case, although his lawyer denied the allegations and said he had no motive for the crimes, according to People. According to NBC News, sources close to the investigation said authorities found cell phone video evidence that places Alex at the scene of the crime. On July 14, 2022, he was indicted by a grand jury in connection to Paul and Maggie's murders. He was charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. Alex Murdaugh's lawyers maintain his innocence. What other crimes were uncovered after the Murdaugh family murders? As investigators looked into the deaths of the mother and son, other unsolved crimes relating to the Murdaugh family were discovered. 2 years before his death, in February 2019, youngest son Paul, 22, had been involved in a boat crash that left his friend, Mallory Beach, dead after being thrown from the boat. Though various witnesses said Paul had been driving the boat while intoxicated, according to a previous NBC documentary on Peacock, key evidence had gone missing in the case. Paul was charged with 1 count of boating while intoxicated and 2 counts of causing bodily injury, though people suggested he received special treatment thanks to his family's legacy. He was released on bond, and a date for his trial was never set, per People. In addition to Smith's death, SLED began investigating another case involving the Murdaugh family. In 2018, the family's longtime housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, died after Maggie Murdaugh called 911, claiming Satterfield had fallen down the stairs. It was noted that Paul was present during the call. Her cause of death remains unclear. At the funeral, Alex approached Satterfield's sons and said since the accident happened on his property, he was going to sue himself for wrongful death so the boys can get some insurance money, according to the New York Times. With all legalities handled by Alex, the sons were told to wait for a settlement. Alex and his insurers did reach a $4.3 million settlement in the months after Satterfield's death, but the Satterfield family didn't see a dime. The Satterfield sons filed a lawsuit against Alex Murdaugh in September 2021, and SLED decided to exhume the body for an autopsy in June 2022, according to South Carolina's WCSC. That same month, Alex agreed to pay the Satterfield family $4.3 million. Where is the Murdaugh law firm now? The alleged misappropriated funds in the wrongful death suit uncovered various other financial crimes, including Alex stealing millions from clients and his family law firm, according to the New York Times. He was then forced out by his partners in September 2021, just 3 months after the double murders. The firm changed its name to the Parker Law Group LLP in January 2021, according to WOTC South Carolina. Alex was also stripped from being a lawyer in the state of South Carolina indefinitely, and his name was removed from the firm that was once known as the Murdaugh Law Firm. What happened to Alex Murdaugh? The following day, after Alex was forced out of the firm, he was shot in the head while changing a tire on the side of the road. The shot only caused minor damage, and he was able to call for help. Days after he was shot, he checked into rehab for opioid addiction. It was there that he admitted to lawyers that he had hired Curtis Eddie Smith to kill him so his son Buster could collect $10 million in insurance money. On September 16, 2021, he turned himself in to Hampton County law enforcement in connection to the suicide for hire scam, per People. Later, on October 14, 2021, Alex was arrested on felony charges for misusing millions from the Satterfield estate and obtaining property under false pretenses, per NPR, and was hit with tens of charges in the months that followed concerning numerous financial crimes and deaths. Where are the Murdaughs now? Alex Murdaugh's murder trial began on Monday, January 23rd. He was found guilty of killing his wife and son and later sentenced to life in prison without parole on March 3rd. He has pledged not guilty to 2 counts of murder and 2 weapons charges in the killings of his wife Margaret, Maggie Murdaugh, and his son Paul Murdaugh. The prosecution's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and has called 60 witnesses to the stand. Murdaugh was in prison as he awaited his January trial. Murdaugh faces a total of 99 charges, many of which include financial crimes such as stealing from the family law firm, money laundering through a drug ring, and committing insurance fraud. As for the rest of the surviving Murdaugh family, eldest son Buster was last reported to be not doing well at all, since his father was arrested for the double murders, sources told People in July 2022. That was all from us today, folks. For more similar content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.